Here in Catalonia, ACN actually very differently from most other news agencies around the world, was actually at the forefront of the digital revolution. And in so many ways, ACN established itself as a leader amongst news agencies. It established itself as a model, perhaps, for other news agencies, especially news agencies in smaller countries. And so still here today, 20 years after the founding of ACN, it's so incredibly encouraging to see that that model has worked. Critics will sometimes say that, retail news media, broadcasters, newspapers, they're perhaps a little bit over-dependent on news agencies. They tend to assume too much about what it is possible for news agencies to do and not to do in terms of verification. However, the fact remains, news agencies are seen to play that role. In many, many ways, they do play that role because they specialize in the kind of journalism which is about facts. But sometimes if we're talking about criminal responsibility, if we're talking about very unpredicted sets of circumstances, maybe terrorism or things of that kind, then certainly the question of verification becomes a lot more difficult, a lot more complex. And at that point, maybe we should stop assuming that news agencies are the only people who can engage in that kind of journalism and be a little bit more realistic. My basic view is that any addition to the information environment, particularly if it's an addition that comes from an institution that upholds strong journalistic values of impartiality and independence and the effectiveness and accuracy and all of those good things, whenever we have an addition of that kind, then this is very, very good news.